I cannot remember. Wait, is no that in Saint Pete? That's not in Saint Lucy. That's somewhere in Saint Peter. It's not that far up.
St. Peter is St. Andrew.
Right, Saint Andrew. Right. You know how far Saint Andrew is, mommy? Mommy, Saint Andrew all like the other side of the earth, mommy. that's that's how it feels. But she gets in there to do what?
Say what you want to do.
So she gonna go Alien? Mm.
I'm surprised you didn't get a call yet.
I'm surprised I ain't got called yet either.
Fluffy, you retarded.
Well, just wait and see you call, cause I don't know what's going on, mommy. If I don't,
KOS Zombie Slayer. KOS
what's
Zombie
that?
Shooter.
Just my head's mother, please. Mommy, were you watching me? Stop watching me. Thank you.
Hello?
Ah, it's a John.
Hello?
Ew, stop.
Here it is.
Is this thing on?
No.
No.
Fuck.
Mm. 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 Yeah, she gotta go get shot. Jack is missing. Go.
Fluffy, really?
Okay. Hey, we have everyone here that participated in the poll. So, what's going on, guys?
Hold
You got questions?
Mom, get off me. I am moving. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
What?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Don't start yet. Don't start yet. Mom, unplug my charger for me, please.
We're a minute late!
I'm sorry.
It's actually 7 o'clock for me.
Hold on. Just a second longer.
It's actually more than 1 second.
Shut up. Okay, you can start now.
Alright. So, we're obviously holding this meeting because you guys have a lot of questions, I'm sure. Concerns and whatnot. And I'm here. What? Shut up, Fluffy. And, I'm here to address these said things. So, let's speak one at a time. Let's not all flood the fuck out of me, please. And I'll answer your question as best as I can. All right. Are you beeping?
She's in a spaceship.
Baby, mute your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'll just message you my questions and you.
Okay. So, Yeah, I'll wait for your questions. You can DM me or ask away with your beautiful voices.
I don't have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I know.
Hallelujah.
Literally referring to everyone but you, Fluffy.
Including me? I have a good voice.
No, I lied to all of you.
Oh.
Ouch.
What, are you gay?
Am I gay? No. Sorry, Fluffy. No, you and Captain can keep it going though. I know you guys got a thing.
No.
I mean, Fluffy has a thing for me. Doesn't mean I have one back.
No, that's how the world works, Captain. If
I
somebody
like a
likes you,
girl.
you automatically like them back. Captain's close enough to a girl.
I wish that's how that worked.
Wait, Captain, you're trans?
What?
You're trans? John said you're close to a girl.
Yeah, yeah. Granted, I have no idea what Captain looks like. But it's besides the
Has
point.
pictures of Captain.
I'm sure you do.
I know, I've never seen Captain. I've seen you, John.
Yeah, who hasn't at this point?
A blind person?
Fair enough.
Well, it's all true. You look like a YouTuber.
You look like a YouTuber.
Okay, I'll ask a question.
How the fuck did you get that picture? Hello?
Picture?
Why are you guys stalking my social media? I'm gonna delete some of you off of that. God damn.
John. No one has seen my face.
No, thank you. I can just look at a picture of a Russian and probably get a good idea.
No, just look at your dog.
Here, Fluffy. You know what? Hold on, Fluffy. I got you. What's his name? Fluffy, is your name Ethan?
What?
Is your name Ethan?
No. Why the fuck is my name Ethan?
Fluffy, is this what you look like, Fluffy? Does this
Oh my God. What the fuck?
I'm waiting for questions. Nobody has yet to answer or ask anything.
I guess
Okay,
I can start with one.
I mean, girl said that she had she was typing up questions. And I'll accept your question, Abu. What's up?
My major question is, why didn't you talk to everybody else first?
Okay. Well, I can answer that. So this decision was majorly based off of me thinking about the community as a whole and how I want that to change, and being as though that the issue resides in how we control the community. I figured it best to maybe not. I could have, right? I could have confronted you all, but I feel as though the outcome would still be the same. You know?
But if you felt like the outcome was going to be the same, why do it behind our backs?
Why did I what? I did turn you up, sorry.
I said, if you felt like the outcome was going to be the same, why do it behind our backs?
It wasn't really behind your backs as if I betrayed you guys.
I mean, no, you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I legitimately don't.
I mean,
No, what you mean is that no one knew about this.
Right.
it just came out of nowhere and nobody knew exactly what was
I have
going
a
to
question.
happen.
How do you think it would
Well,
Like-
how else would you have wanted me to go about it? Like, have a meeting and then be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to, regardless of what you guys really say, promote faith. Because I know a lot of you already are against it, right?
I will be honest, if you came to us and asked, like, if Faith would be a good candidate for director or whatever, I've seen her in other servers and I would have agreed with you of like, go ahead, let's see how it goes.
Right.
But on this server, I've seen some not great things from her, and that's why I do go against it. If I see better things, then I would have definitely said, go ahead.
Well, what have you? So literally everyone that has ever had an issue with her has never brought anything concrete to the table. I remember I was talking with Kenny, 2 weeks ago now or so. He brought absolutely nothing to the table. And other than him, no one has really brought anything to, like, said anything. And again, I don't want, I know what the general consensus is, that she doesn't do her job, or that she is too lenient, or that she's too memey, or that she doesn't do her job, which I know that she does, because majority of the time I'm on, she's on, right? And I see her doing her job, and quite well at that.
But that's Well- only when you're on, so you don't know what it's like when you're not on or no higher ups are on.
I mean, how am I supposed to assume that she does something different when I'm offline? Like, I assume everyone acts the same when I'm around, and if that's not true, then I don't know. I can't, like, that's an issue then, right? But it's not something I can really believe. I don't see why that would happen, right? I think Faith wanted to say something real quick.
Okay, since Faith isn't gonna say anything yet.
She's typing.
Oh, okay.
Does she not have a mic?
She
But I
does.
hear- Yes, she does.
I mean, just as Baby has a mic too, she would rather type her questions out.
Her mic is not good.
No, I rather talk, but you see what happens is that
Or her mic.
I'm
I
not in my
rather talk,
room and my
makes
mic
sense
is shit
there.
right now, so I'm gonna have it muted.
One, two.
Regardless, I don't want to move on from this topic when Faith is trying to talk about it.
Okay.
I would like to say that you may have friends on the server that are playing the same time you're on, but if you're talking about, for example, Blur, he doesn't really follow the rules like ever, so I don't feel like that's a person that we can go to for concrete evidence.
I agree with Captain.
I also feel
100%.
you also back up your friends a lot more.
And I've noticed you are very lenient when it comes to them, but with anybody else, you are much more tendency to either side against them or punish them.
Let me ask something real quick as well. So I think I forget who I addressed this to, but what do you want, Fluffy? Okay, well, that's gonna wait a second. Shit, now I forgot. I expect leniency, right, when it comes to regular members and shit like that, right? And I don't expect as much lenience because let's say Sans breaks a rule or something. I expect you guys to be fairly lenient with him, right? But say some rando joins the server, complete rando, and he blatantly does something wrong, right? I don't expect leniency at that point. Like I expect some, right? I don't want you guys like going balls to the wall, punishing him, of course, right? But I don't know. I don't want you guys mistaking leniency between community members. I don't want people to think like that she's being more lenient with, say, Blur or whatever than she is with another random person.
I see it differently. I see it as if you're gonna be lenient with someone, it should be the new people because they don't know the rules. Like they play it on other TTT, but not all have the same rules. So shouldn't it be the other way around?
See, I'm more talking about when it comes to who is Fluffy. Shut up.
Fluffy, shut up.
What was your question again, sorry?
So I'm saying that should be the other way because like other way around. So people who are new should be more lenient to
Right.
because they don't know the rules.
Well, I more as well mean that randoms when it comes to not randoms, sorry. When it comes to blatancy, like say a blatant rule breaker gets on, as opposed to someone obviously if someone makes a mistake and they first join, they should be granted some mercy, right? Fluffy, I will remove you from this goddamn thing if you continue. Okay, hold on. Let me read what's going on here.
I'm gonna jump in, Faith, real quick. The reason with when it comes to Blur, why I'm less lenient with him is because he's broken the rules repetitively, and he's applied for staff twice now. But my biggest issue with him is he continued breaking the rules even after myself and other staff members told him to stop, until I had to ask you to talk to him after you got promoted to director. Only then did he listen. That is why I've been less lenient with him.
Alright. I'm completely against everything you said there. Slightly. Because I did actually talk to Blur. Usually, most of the time while he's playing, I tell him not to break the tester. And he proceeds to do that. That's really the only thing he does anymore. Which is why I find him not to really be that much of a nuisance. But yet, you guys continuously treat him like he's being one. Despite him just, doing a small thing. Like earlier.
Hold
No,
on.
excuse me, I'm talking, please. Earlier, he was getting on fire because someone threw an incense or some shit like that. And he broke the tester to get out of the room, and everyone was on his fucking dick for that shit. And I just don't understand why.
Okay. Hold on. Now, it might not be a nuisance to you, but it's a nuisance to a lot of other people. So that's why Blur gets in a lot more trouble, is because he what he does might not annoy you and his friends, but it annoys a lot of other people on the server.
See, that's the issue. The only people that really get annoyed are the staff team, and that's why Jonathan wanted to move this to more of a Mimi-friendly kind of server, so people like him could enjoy themselves and joke around. Like a long time ago, I don't know, a month or so, maybe a few weeks ago, I don't know, really. There were trolls on, and people were yelling at the trolls. Why tag along in their enjoyment? Just joke around with them. They're gonna stop eventually if you play with them. They're not.
I mean,
gonna continue.
if a troll starts to be very inappropriate towards other staff members, you think I'm gonna go along with that? Because I've had multiple trolls be on my ass for being different or being called certain names. Yeah, I'm totally going to go along with that. It's
Yes,
inappropriate for that.
It's
and
not.
it's rude towards
There's no
me.
real reason for you to yell at them. You just do a gag and boom, it's over. Simple.
See, the thing with
solution. You don't have to
trolls
get angry.
is when you yell back at them, when you punish them, when you do this and that, it's literally going to entice them more. It's what feeds them, right?
So what are you supposed
And
to
when now I goddamn lost my thought. If it's not something that's blatantly against the rules, if it's something that you as a person find disrespectful, but it's not against the rules, just mute them, or not client side gag or mute them or whatever. Right? I remember because he said, man, this was a while ago now, but he was the whole I'm a cow person, or he was saying, let me just show me your tits and shit like that, right? That's not it's not cool, but it's not something I think is I don't think it should warrant consequences. He's literally
Calls
on
me
the
a
server.
dyke on the server, actually types it out. Multiple of his friends call me a dyke on the server. Yeah, that's fun. And I can't client mute them, because if somebody calls the KOS on me and if it's one of them, I'm not gonna know. I can't do that either.
Maybe it's my whole philosophy of, it's the fucking internet, and this shit happens a lot. It's a Gary's mod server. I mean, heck, I can join a server and call someone a dyke. I honestly wouldn't expect to be punished, because again, I don't feel as though people who play online games should have the heart to, or I don't feel like they should be offended by that kind of
I'm
stuff,
not
right?
saying I think it should be punished. I'm just saying that it's not right for.
I'm not saying it's right either. It's obviously not cool of them, right?
Well, hold on. If you're coming on a server just to curse at other people, at that point, you're just trying the troll. You're just asking for attention, and you're asking for punishment. That's kind of stupid. You're joining a server just to swear and call people.
Well, no, because they're there to play the game as well. Because I remember them blatantly trying to play the game. They're having their fun with how they play. They're having their own version of their fun, right?
Well, their fun
thing
also
is-
happen to be, swearing and calling staff members dykes. At that point, where do you draw the line?
Obviously, I'm sure we all know what excessiveness is, right? That's something that once crossed can be, have its consequences, right? But you also got to remember that from the get-go, when they first originally join the server and they start, and you feed into that, it's only going to escalate, right? That's how trolls are. Mhm. Well, they could like do you like players on the server.
I heard multiple people on the server yell at him, and that was before I stepped in. But it didn't matter because he still ignored me.
The thing I want to say is that I find Blur to be a complete troll. For one, I have been lenient. Let it be known that I have been lenient with him. I could have banned him for mass RDM, and I did not. But the thing is, all he does is try to antagonize people and RDMs here and there just because he feels like it. And above all else, he's just lazy. He copy and pasted his staff app.
I did grant him access to do that. He said he would change around some things, but
From the first day that I met Blair, he just was very rude towards certain staff members from the beginning. Because I was there when he joined in Faith, and all I saw him was just being very rude from the beginning.
see, how do you mean? How do you mean by rude? Like, can you explain that? I'm asking because I genuinely don't know how you mean that.
Goddamn. Like in general, he would scream in his mic if he didn't get his way. There was one time that he got RDM'd. Well, not on purpose, but he just like started screaming at the person who killed him. The person tried to explain to him like, "Yo, it wasn't my fault. We were in a middle of killing someone else, and you happened to be in the way." Stuff like that, and he just like would be very rude towards randoms and towards some staff members.
Alright, I don't know if I have right to talk now, but I understand everyone has their own sense of humor, and I understand sometimes it's hard to understand like their perspective and how they're displaying their voice or their tone. But majority of the time that he's yelling at people, it's in a joking manner.
Yeah, again, but who are say so? If you're yelling at somebody in a joking manner, you can't force them to take that matter in a joking way.
It's like Captain RDMing me and me being like, "Fuck you, Captain," and then laughing about it later. It's not really intentional to upset him. It's just my way of displaying a joke.
Yeah, but who are you to tell him it's a joke and not him to tell himself that, oh, maybe it's a joke, maybe it's not? If he thinks it's offensive and that he got offended by it, he should have the right to either report for, I don't know, offensive language or slurs against him. And if he thinks it's a joke, he thinks it's a joke. But
See,
you can't
this is
force
exactly what
somebody
I'm
to
talking
get into a
about.
joke.
This is exactly what me and John don't want the server to be. You get upset with someone because they make a joke that you misinterpreted, and you're gonna start getting all wussied out because of it. It just really doesn't make sense, and it ruins the fun of everyone. You're gonna.
So you're taking away someone's right to complain about something that they think is wrong. So if someone makes a joke and that person doesn't understand it and they complain, it's just a joke. They can't complain about it because it's just a joke. Who cares about them? They take it the wrong way. They take it the wrong way. They take it the right way. They take it the right way.
Please let me talk.
Who matters? You're cutting me off. So
I was talking and then you interrupted me actually. But anyway, it's like me telling Sans, "Oh, this is why you're ugly," and then he gets upset about that. Of course, he has the right to comment on it. But if they tell you or someone tells you it's a joke, you should understand that and forgive them, because that's a sense of humor. I could have completely horrid humor and think like, I don't know, the Nazis were funny, but it's still my humor. It could be completely fucked up, but you have to understand there are different types of people in this world, and different types of people have different thoughts.
The thing about that.
Hold on. So let's say you say the Nazis are funny, right? Now let's say someone's Jewish or someone takes offense to that, and they complain to you that, hey, I took offense to that joke. Can you please not make that joke?
See, that's something you can complain about because it's an unacceptable joke. But stuff like that Blur says, he's like, "Oh man, you fucking RDM, you you know, it's just really light stuff, and I don't think people should be taking it to heart because I've been on almost all of his hours, and I really haven't seen much that's offensive.
Okay, but then again, who are you to tell someone that it's not offensive or offensive? If they take offense to it, they take offense to it. You can't tell them, sorry, that's not offensive. So that way, so if
That's
someone wants someone gay,
Noob,
they should
noob, noob.
Yeah.
Just hang on a second. Let me try to
I
explain
don't know.
this.
I'm just showing my way.
The thing is, yes, some people have fun and think different things are funny, and have more dark or crude humor than others. Yes, we know that. But there's always going to be people that think that it's just not right, and they're going to take offense to it, even if it was meant in a joking way, and they said it in a joking way. Someone might still take offense to it. And the staff team, yes, we're here to make everyone have a fun experience, but we also don't want to disrespect anyone. We want to make everyone feel like they're invited and like they're treated fairly. And so if someone feels offended by something, if we just let it go, that person's going to be like, well, fuck this place.
And I try to treat people fairly is what I don't understand everyone saying I'm biased for. Let it be known that the other day, I verbally warned Blur for something, and then warned Kenny, but he didn't appreciate that, so I calmly removed his warn because I thought, you're right, that isn't really that fair. I tried, as long as someone tells me that something's not fair, I'll calmly accept that and be like, all right, as long as I think it isn't, then it's not. Because there are things that are fair and aren't. What Queen was saying was, in my opinion, I don't catch on to what he really says that's offensive. Maybe he'll be like, oh man, fuck you, Queen, and she'll be like, oh, how dare you? But it just really, in my opinion, does not make sense why she would get upset at any of his jokes. Unless,
I didn't say anything about getting upset about his jokes. At
you
all.
said he says offensive things, and
I didn't say anything about he said offensive things. I just said that the first time that he came onto the server, he was just very rude towards everybody. I didn't say anything about offensive. I didn't say anything about that. So, yeah.
Offensive is nearly the same thing as rude. So,
but I'm just saying that I specifically said that he was just very rude to everyone. That's all I'm saying. I don't care if he's on the server. I'm just saying that he comes off as very rude. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. I haven't complained about it. I've watched him how he goes and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that when he's been on the server, I've noticed that he's very rude to everyone. I don't know if that's just how he comes off of. I don't know if that's him quote unquote joking, but just saying.
See, but to me, it's only the staff team that I've ever heard complain about Blur. Although
there's been other people that have complained about Blur. They're not staff. They're randoms. That's all.
Complete randoms, not normal players like Mardex.
Well, isn't that a
I consider randoms as like community members, but yes, all of them. They've complained about Blur before.
Alright, well, enough about Blur. Let's bring it back to the reason that we're all here. That's to discuss is Faith being directed. Okay.
Right.
If you want my opinion on it, I think this was too soon and at the wrong time. I'm just saying what I think about it.
I agree.
One, you're going from a mod to director. That alone is quite stupid, right? Like, I don't know, but to me, I feel like if someone's gonna get a high enough rank, they should at least try to earn it. Even if, let's say, they're like the greatest team mod and they deserve such a high rank, that's still kind of cheating every other staff member by just skipping like 5 ranks in between. Right? 2, telling the staff team, even if the exact situation was gonna happen, would have been nice either way. Because 1, people know about it. 2, it doesn't just happen right away in 2 seconds. And 3, if you're gonna go from mod to director, there should have been at least some sort of vote or some sort of poll to as to reasons why, in this case, Faith should go from mod to director and not just mod and make her way up the ranks. Like Evan's saying in chat, it's kind of stupid to just skip ranks instead of having to earn your rank. So at this point, I feel like she didn't really earn it. She was just given it. Like she was just like, here, have director, instead of being like, all right, here, you know, you work a little harder, do a little this, then you can earn it. Like that's how I feel about this whole promotion.
I'd like to add on to that point. When we had a staff meeting, I suggested, and like me, John, and Scorpion, there's someone clearly deserves manager. However, we didn't feel it was right to go straight from mod to manager. However, when John put Faith from mod to director, it made me think a little bit, and I messaged John about why he thought Faith was ready to be director, because I knew why he wanted Faith to be director, to make a server more relaxed and blah 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 whatever. But I didn't think that Faith was ready, and I would like John to try to explain why he thinks Faith is ready for such a big role, because I do not appreciate the half-ass answer that I got that just avoided the question.
Okay, I was pretty sure I answered the question, but I'll answer it again. So the reason why I think she deserves it and why she's ready for it is because, first off, she has had lots of experience with both the original, the OG Exotic Gaming, then even through all the changes it went through, going to GG, and persisting until now. She's always been around all the communities, and she's always done a reputable job, right? So I believe she has the experience in staffing down, right? I think that's proof of that. So leading a staff team, why I think she's ready for that is because ever since she got trial mod from day one, essentially, she has pointed out clear enough issues with other, not even just trial mods, but regular mods. Because that's, well, I mean, we haven't had any admins yet, but up to moderators, and even going into some community rules and stuff like that, right? And she has helped numerous amounts of trial mods and has pointed out mistakes to mods, right? Something a leader should do, right? I know she has helped trial mods learn like their basic commands, their functions, and all that good shit. How to be a trial mod. I know she's done that both on this server and in the past, right? And I know she's also helped numerous amounts of just regular moderators, even up to admins with situations on Galaxy Gaming. And I don't know about Exotic Gaming back then because I wasn't quite around for Exotic Gaming. I just know that she was around. I know she was around for it. I don't know what she did on it, but
May I ask who she helped? Because for all I know, you're just naming the thing that she helped someone, but without knowing who and examples or even just examples.
Right. Man, let's see. On Galaxy Gaming, we had a guy named Russian who I meme about a lot.
We're not talking about Galaxy Gaming.
Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about on this server, my bad.
Yeah.
One of the new team mods, I think it was Austin, right?
I'm gonna chime in. When it's Austin, he joined a channel after Scorpion hadn't trained him. This was before Captain trained him. He had no idea what he was doing. I don't remember who else was there, but I went through all of the commands and I told him basically how to get RDM manager and everything like that. I personally helped him with that.
Yeah, I remember Austin clearly messaging me before I started training him. He said, yeah, Boot Boy taught me some things, so I already know a little bit.
Who was it? We had Queen Elsa, who she helped out. Granted, he just resigned and he's not here, but I know she helped him a good bit.
Also,
by helping him go through his what a staff member is or what a T-mod means and how to use basic function or commands and stuff like that, and more about the rules on the server and stuff like that. Since he was fairly new.
Captain could do just the same. What can Faith do that Captain can't? In that position.
Well, that's why she kind of replaced him, is because she can both do what he did, but also exceed that and better this.
But how can he exceed that? Sorry.
By again turning the staff team into what I would more like to see them be, and the community at that.
Yeah, but couldn't she just ask Captain to do that?
Well, no. The reason John wants Faith, the reason John wants Faith as director is because Faith is more, or seems, I don't know, I'm just saying both, more lenient with people. And John feels that the community should be, or staff team should be more friendly and more inviting so that we don't have guests just leaving all the time.
Right.
That's understandable. But then the problem comes up that all of the staff seem to have a problem with Faith.
See,
Go ahead, Panda. I'll go after you.
okay. Well, see, to me, I understand what you're saying, that you want it to be more relaxed and all, but if you wanted that, couldn't you just make them both be like the same rank, and like Captain's more, like Faith is more on the side of trying to make everything a little bit more relaxed and all that? Like that seems like a good option to me.
So the reason why I did it, the reason why I promoted Faith is because I want her to change the community as a whole. Like I want her to change the very fundamentals of it, right? And I think the director is the most befitting place for someone to be able to do that, right?
Wait, but hold on. What's the manager's role in the community?
It's literally to essentially help the director. It's like it's the director's left and right hand man.
So Faith just skipped the manager and went straight to the director.
I mean, yeah.
But if it's left and right hand man, wouldn't Faith go into manager first to help Captain out, and then from there?
Because I believe Faith has a better understanding of what I would like to see. I think she would better be able to work, or not, like to direct both Captain and Scorpion into doing what I want to see, right? And then that would naturally help you guys too, because
I mean, if you
At the same time, I feel as though the director should be somebody who gets along with not only the entire staff team, but with everybody in the community. And I know a few community members who have said to me personally that they don't like the change either.
right. And that's something that's just naturally going to happen no matter who it is. I could promote Scorpion and there will be somebody who doesn't like that, right? That's literally people don't like change, right? But I made this change because I want to change something fundamental about how we work, right?
Wait, hold on. So that kind of ties back into the fact that you didn't tell the staff team, or better yet, you didn't tell anybody. If people don't like change, why change something without even letting them know it?
Why change it now?
I'm not now.
Instead
You
of
can change
later?
whatever you want, but I'm saying if people don't like change, right?
Mhm.
Why change them without even letting them know it?
Because it's going to change regardless, is it not?
Well, I mean, if they know and they know the reasons why, and they know, like, if they know the reasons before it actually happens, I really think this wouldn't be as big of an issue as it is. If people knew beforehand what was happening and the reasons why and all that.
I mean, maybe I just kind of failed to understand how that would help remedy that. I genuinely don't really see how that would help. Like, it would give you guys some time to think about it and be like, yeah, maybe I can accept this or something like that. But at the same time, you're gonna come to the same decision that you are at right now. And like, that's how I feel like that would work.
I have something to say. I understand that Faith is a little bit more lenient with a lot of things, and you wanted her as director. But if you wanted her as a director, and if you wanted everyone to be more lenient, why didn't you just talk to us as a big whole and say, listen, this is the reason why she's director. If you don't like it, suck my dick. You get what I mean? Because the thing is, we're all so used to for instance, most of us is from Galaxy Gaming. Some of us were from the original. We all know the way that staff should be. We have this programmed in our mind of, if they're doing this, be harsh, da 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 da.
why didn't you just come to us and say, listen, I want Faith to be this new director. This is the reasons why. You'll get it later on or you'll get it right now. But this
I
is how
mean,
it's going
that's
to be.
essentially
You know?
what I'm doing now. Just I didn't talk to you about it. I'm more just if I did that, it's gonna happen regardless. If I said suck my dick, she's the director. That's essentially what kind of what I did. I just didn't say it, right?
That's part
Yes,
of the issue.
and this is why we're all getting kind of frustrated. Because
what I
now,
don't
well, see, the
understand
thing is,
is-
now I
okay.
know the reason, and I kind
Mhm.
of like the reason because I understand. I can see how it is. I can see how some staff members are not for it, and some staff members are. And I can see how the server is right now, where
Mhm.
yes, there could be a lot of memeing and shit like that. And I get that you guys get those types of people. But if you just told us right off the bat, we would have been like, okay, we understand it. We might not like it, but we can understand it and we can kind of deal with it, you know?
Right. That's
But
also
I
why
feel
I'm
like,
open to questions, right? And I know you specifically haven't asked me anything. I know Boot Boy, I know Fluffy, or Evan, Panda, and Captain have all asked me questions. I'm pretty sure all of them have, right? And if that still, even after me answering their questions, there's still this kind of concern. I don't quite get it.
I think
Hold
the
on.
concern comes from us just not seeing her as fit for direct. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else. But if anybody else agrees, because that's kind of the gist I've been getting, we just don't see her as a fit for the position of director.
Right.
Agreed.
Oh, hold on. Another thing. Shouldn't the promotion to a rank like director be a staff decision, like a staff team decision, instead of just
No.
why not?
That's never how that worked in any community I've ever seen. And that's
So
not to say because normally changes like that are because of a change needed. Here, let me rephrase that. Normally, decisions like that are held between executives, because it's a change, and yes, it changes the staff team around a bit, but it also changes how the community works as a whole. Like, granted, you guys make up the community, but I'm working around a way. This is more a decision to fix something that I want a community to be like. I want the community to change, right?
Okay, yeah, but let's say, if we had a vote onto who was going to be the next director, if that was even going to
Wait,
happen.
I didn't hear the first part of your sentence there.
So let's say we were able to vote on and like pick who we wanted to be as the next director, if that
Mhm.
was going to happen, right? Wouldn't that be better? Because that way you would have a better understanding of who we think is fit or who we think
Well,
isn't
the
fit.
thing is, I have the best understanding of how I want the community to be, what my ideal community is, right?
Sorry,
So I pick somebody who I believe can best fix that part, right? To fix what I want, right?
yeah, but at the same time, if like the staff team makes up the community, shouldn't they at the same time have at least somewhat of a say in as to who would be the next director? Because the director manages the staff team itself. So to
Mhm.
say that the staff team doesn't have any say on who is director is kind of stupid. So
Well,
that's why I feel
normally
like
as well, we would normally have the managers make the decision, but as one of the now managers got replaced, it was a little hard to do that, right? I don't exactly have anybody to go over changes
yeah,
like
the
this
staff
with. I don't have an executive director. I didn't, I was replacing the at the time current director, so I couldn't talk to him about it, right? So next, what you might say the next would be staff team. Hold on, I gotta log off this thing because I'm getting spam. So the next might be say staff team, but again, I forget how I phrased it 2 minutes ago, but I know the change. I know what I want changed within as a community, right? So I'm gonna naturally pick the best person that I believe is like that. Because I don't like this might sound weird at first, but I want you to think on it. Like you guys don't exactly know how I want the community to be, right?
yeah, but wouldn't you tell us how you wanted the community to be? So that
And
we can
the thing is, I've done that, right? I've pinged the staff channel multiple times, asking them to change, to be more lenient, etc. Right?
yeah,
And we have.
To an extent, like a very small change, not as much as I'd like to see, and that's still only regarding the staff team, not so much the community, right?
even that itself should have its own staff meeting. Should have its own like staff teams having its own say as it should it be lenient, should it be more strict, this and that. So I think that's part of the issue as to why things like this happen is because the staff team in particular doesn't have any say and doesn't have any kind of what's it called reasoning to understand the situations that what you're doing basically. Like if someone had a vote as to who the staff team thought would be fit, I highly doubt this whole situation would even start because that way it would be a majority vote as to who the staff team would think is the best fit for it. Instead of just picking somebody and then seeing what the staff team thinks. Sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Kind of, I think.
I do want to.
You're kind of
something Baby Girl said a few minutes ago. I don't think anybody caught it. She said.
I haven't been paying attention to staff chat yet. Sorry.
She said, "What happens if the vast majority doesn't like it and leaves?"
Well, okay. So that's something that I kind of expected out of this. So, okay. I made this decision knowing that some people aren't going to be happy about it and that some people are going to leave, but I did it with the sole intent to make the community what I would like it to be, right?
But if you knew, that's why you should have a vote. Is because if you knew this was going to be a bad decision, why would you do it in the first place?
I don't think it's a bad decision, though, is my thing. I'm not going to promote her thinking it's a bad decision. I think it's a good decision. That's why I did it.
It's a good decision. But if the majority of the people in the community don't, then what's the point? What did you gain from it? If the community doesn't like it, but you do, what does that even mean?
Wait, repeat your question. I was reading what Scorpion just said, sorry.
So if the community doesn't like the decision you make, right, but you do, right? What does that mean? Does that just mean that the community doesn't have a say? So right now, I feel like the community doesn't have a say in what goes on. Like,
So
that's why I
the
think
community is. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. So I, being the owner, I expect a community to be a certain way, right? I expect. Obviously, I can't change everyone and how they think, but I want things to work differently, right?
Yeah.
So again, I pick someone who I think, again, for the multiple time, if that's a word, pick someone who I believe can bring about that change, right? I don't know if that answered your question. I've been getting sidetracked because of Scorpion.
sort of, but you kind of just said the same thing you said earlier.
I know.
But
I don't know what else to say other than I just want the fundamentals of this place to change, right?
Yeah.
With like I said, I picked the best person who I thought could help bring about that change.
yeah, okay, but why didn't anyone else have to say as to what they thought who thought they would have been the best change? Like you thought Faith was gonna be the best change for the server, right? In your opinion, what you do, but like I feel like you should have asked around saying, who do you guys think should be the change of like the community, or what do you guys think about this? I feel like from the executives to like the staff team, there should be more of a link in terms of what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is a bad idea? What's your opinion on this? Should we have a vote? Should we have a meeting instead of just kind of skipping ahead into just straight doing things without letting anybody know or having their opinion on it?
I made what Scorpion said here. And again, the reason why I didn't hold a meeting prior to promoting her was because, again, you guys don't know how I want the community to be. As I've, again, and it's proof enough that I've had to tell you guys to change that backs that statement up, right?
Sorry. So John, it doesn't it didn't matter if we agreed to it or not. You still would have put her to director, right?
More than likely, yeah. Because again, yeah, that's just how that works.
Wouldn't that hurt the community more though? Like if you
See-
know a community doesn't like something, but you do it anyways, that's kind of just like destroying the whole reason of doing that thing in the first place.
Well,
Someone make a book about this real quick.
what?
Sell millions.
Our opinion doesn't matter.
Well, just say what you want to say. It's why we're here.
I mean, okay, so I have a question. You're saying so you want Faith to be director because you think she could do what you want to do with the server, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so what are you looking for?
How do you? Wait, who's
Like
even asking? Okay, it's Panda. Sorry.
Yeah, Panda.
Okay.
Like you say that you want her to do something and you believe that she could do it, but you never
Mhm.
really give a vivid description of what it is she's gonna do.
Right. Well, first I'm gonna say this: not your guys' like position or anything like that isn't gonna change. Your outlook on incidents that happen on the server are gonna change. Or so I hope. Right. I want somebody who can lead a staff team, and I want a staff team that are, what's the word? Understanding of people making mistakes and don't drive those players away because they, say somebody accidentally gets RDM'd. I want a staff team that doesn't give that guy a slay. I want that.
Marco.
What?
Sorry, that's my nephew Marco. Not yet.
Baby, mute your mic.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know where I was. I want a staff team that's more lenient, right? Like I said, I know Faith can direct a staff team that does that. Lenient as I want people here to be more understanding, right? To mistakes, and not be anal and give those people, the full extent of the fucking law on the server, right? I don't want that. And I know that happens despite me pinging the staff channel, despite Captain pinging the staff channel before. It didn't work. Our messages just didn't work, right? Hi, Scorpion.
Hey, Scorp.
Howdy. But yeah, one thing about that, which I guess I'll address here since he didn't get the memo, but for some reason, like, I guess you guys think that you control everything. I don't know. I don't. Maybe John or Faith don't have that much of a like aggressive, not really aggressive, but like commanding attitude, I guess. But like Derpy, per example, I'm actually extremely upset with you. Faith told you to do something. He's not here?
No.
Okay, well, I'll use this as an example. But Faith told Derpy to do something, and Derpy decided, no, it's a rule, and he just doesn't want to listen to the director. And we're not having that, okay? Like, we're all for, like, the passive tone, but with our staff team, we actually do need you guys on your job. And just because we're lenient, it doesn't mean that you can just do whatever you feel is necessary to the point where it's going against what we said. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
No? Alright, don't worry, I'll try to rephrase it.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't asking you because you already follow it basically, kind of. Well, actually, you're captain. But, like, what I'm trying to say is you guys gotta nut up and deal with it. Like, that's basically the TLDR of what I'm saying.
Yeah, but wouldn't that? So what's the point of having a community if the community if it's not a community?
It is a community if you guys are treating it like, if you're treating it like a jail cell and it's being run by the prison wardens, which are you guys, there's no point in being in it. Who wants to be in a community where they do one wrong thing, they get 4 hours leave? Like, who wants that?
Well, I don't think we've ever had that.
We have actually. It was recent, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
Could you explain the scenario or no?
The scenario: Disc Bob killed 2T, slayed him 4 times.
Okay, that.
Well, how often does that happen?
Once it was his first time. I have no idea who
No,
did it,
I meant like how often does that happen in the community? Like that happens what once every.
but that's exactly what I'm talking. That's the situations that we're trying to avoid, which is why I'm using it as such a prominent example.
But they come up
It's
so. Sorry, go ahead.
it's the leniency that we're looking for. In a situation like that, the man didn't do the only thing that he did wrong in that situation was throwing a disc bob, and even then, you can't say that you've never just thrown a random disc bob. Everyone here has done that, and I know you have because
I
I'm
can.
pretty sure. Huh? No, you
I
can't.
can.
You've killed me with the disc bob.
I have not.
You. What do you mean? Yes, you have.
I will look over every single log and prove that I have not.
Jokes on you. You can't because we deleted the ones from like what 5 months ago, or not even 5 months, like 5 weeks ago. But yeah. Anyways, but that's what I'm saying. Like things like that, those can be avoided. We don't need to slay somebody 4 times for that.
I
At
can
max.
understand. Oh, sorry, I keep cutting you off, but.
Huh? No. Go ahead.
But I understand that, and that shouldn't it shouldn't be like that. Someone shouldn't get slays like that. But that happens so little. It's not as often that we shouldn't have to change how the staff team works in order to fix that. That happens if that happens once a year. The reason why that dude got 4 slays is because that's never happened before. That was the first time that happened, and we didn't know how to handle it. Or the people that were there didn't.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, good, but that's not gonna happen for another how.
But that's just an example. That's the situation itself isn't going to happen again. But the overall idea of it is what we're trying to hit here. We're trying to focus on less stricter punishments. You know, like somebody does one wrong thing, we don't want them banned for it. You know, like maybe if anything, like a team mute. Maybe not even that. It's based on discretion, but we just want your guys' discretion from like let's say it's at level 5 right now, make it level 3. You know, like if someone deserved 4 slays, like for a silly incident, at most give them like 1, you know, 1 maybe 2. But we don't want you guys banning somebody because they threw a disc bob and it killed 3 people. But honestly, there is a line between and being fair. What do you mean by that, baby? I completely missed. What? I believe I'm muted. Yeah, you are. I just don't understand what you posted there.
You're not muted. You muted just. I have muted you, server side. You have your mic muted right now.
Okay, great. So you said you want leniency in the server, right?
Right.
And that's why you put Faith as director. But honestly, I've only seen Faith being lenient towards certain people. Now, if it was a situation where, okay, I've seen her on the server a lot, and you know, she's fair towards everyone and whatnot, but that's another thing too. I hardly see her on the server for whatever reasons.
Okay.
So wait.
Stop you right there.
Wait. You hardly see her on the server? Is
That's
that
a
your
time zone
excuse?
issue. She has the best activity out of everyone here.
Yeah.
That's a time zone issue.
I hardly see her on the server.
Well, you
I've
gotta
seen her
also
recently.
realize people's schedules just don't match. You know, we have how many staff members? Over 10, right? Not all of us are gonna see each other online.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, from my
Let's
point
just
of view.
move to the next.
Oh gosh, let me forget what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say now? Let me forget what was right. So it's just a line from what I've seen. Right, I've been on the server with her, and I honestly think the only problem I have is just with her and Blur. Right, it's just she's being too lenient with him, and when it comes to her, it's a whole different story.
So you want to address bias instead of leniency?
I guess so.
Being biased and lenient to the same person at the same time.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother issue, and if that happens, then I mean, it happens. Like, we can deal with it, but you can't really assess a bias unless it's blatantly obvious. I personally don't think Faith has any bias towards Blur, just because I've seen her deal with him over and over again, and that's something I'll comment on myself. Okay, go ahead, Faith. I'll go ahead and let you
Pretty
speak.
sure she was talking to Boo about when she said that.
Boo? Okay, well, I'll continue. But yeah, bias is something that we have to deal with on the side. But right now, we honestly just want to work on this. I believe that's the primary reason we call this meeting. Am I wrong, John?
What was your question?
The over exaggeration of punishments for the staff team, is that the primary reason we call this meeting? Or
Not this meeting. No, we're calling this. We called this meeting to address everyone's questions, comments, concerns, because I got flooded with DMs asking for that.
So far, the only concern we've had so far is changing the ideals of the staff team. I'm confused.
I feel like we've gone off topic a lot, and if no one seems to be clearly voicing what I want them to or what I was talking about towards people, because I've talked to a few staff, and I've gotten their opinions on some stuff, and I have some stuff written down.
So could you reiterate, or could you go over it again? I wasn't here for a good 75% of it. So
I haven't gone over it yet. I'm going to now.
that'd be perfect.
I think. Hold on. Let me see what Faith said in the chat. Okay. I think we've gone off topic a lot and talking about mostly Blur and some other things. I think people mostly, correct me if I'm wrong, people mostly have a problem with Faith becoming director because most people don't think that she deserves it. Not because how sudden it was or anything like that, but it's just purely because she's not ready and or does not deserve it. And people feel that she is, everyone in fact feels that she is biased towards certain people, and she is rude sometimes.
Could I pause you right there? Why do we keep censoring things? Why do we keep saying certain people?
Her friends.
Her being? Do you have any specific examples?
Blur,
for example. I mean, we haven't
That's
debunked
quite
him
literally
yet.
the only one.
My dude has 75% of his warrants from Faith. Actually, I think all his warrants are from Faith now. He had one from Durban West that we removed.
Because everything else is a slay.
Yeah. What do you, Nani?
Blur consistently RDMs, and I have had 2 opportunities to ban him for mass RDM. I have not. And whenever I see like Blur do anything, Faith does not do anything about it, and she only appears to warn. On top of that, moving to a different point, a lot of people seem to say that she just does not do her job on the server, at least when she was a mod. And I cannot say that I see that, because when I was on and when John was on, she always seemed to be doing her job. However, with the amount of people that are saying she does not do her job, obviously something must be wrong.
Now, let me ask you, are you hearing that from members or staff members?
Staff members.
Members being who? Like, do you guys just not want to be named? Why are you guys like refusing to say your actual name? You're saying people, somebody. Like, why are we using these censorships? Retaliation? Like,
some of you guys that I talked to earlier, you can call yourself out.
Wait, hold on.
Are you guys scared? Like, I'm confused.
My biggest problem with Faith being promoted to director is I said this earlier at the very beginning.
Let's hold on. Wait, no. Shut. That's off the topic that we're on right now. Seemingly.
Well, I mean,
I'm waiting for people to step up and be like, yeah, I see her. I see her not doing shit.
Because right now I'm hearing like a voice of reason from Captain, and as much as I don't mind that because he is a manager, I'd like to hear it from people themselves. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Captain
not
Quaid literally
that-
himself just said that he has not personally seen it, but he knows that you guys have seen it, but I don't know who you guys are.
Okay.
All right, I can chime in.
Yeah, go on.
I've been on there numerous times where she hasn't been, because John, I've been on very, very often. Like you
Mhm.
even called me out on it when I first started. She'll get on, and whether or not some of the trial mods were on, she would not touch reports. Sometimes I'd have to be like, hey, can you grab those? And it's either that or she just wouldn't hand out the punishments where they were due. Sometimes she'd be like, oh, that's too harsh, or oh, that's too anal about it. And it's like, well, the rules were clearly stated. That's what it is. So that's why I say she wasn't doing her job when she was a mod.
Okay, so that's one issue already with that statement. I understand what you're saying. One thing though, that the biggest issue I have with what you just said, the rules clearly stated. That statement by itself, that's not going off a topic, but I'm gonna slightly go off a topic, but it's still on topic. Bear with me. But the whole initiative that we're trying to do by promoting faith is quite literally being less lenient. And when you said the rules clearly state, we're not going directly from the rules. The rules should be your guidelines. So if you have like an idea of what to do, but not really, you should look to the rules for that. But you shouldn't be going off of directly what they say. Like if the rules say this person said this, gag them. Don't hit them with the perma gag. Like you can judge it off of your own basic opinion. I think that's one thing that you guys are misinterpreting from this. Faith not doing her job is quite literally just from her handling something differently than you would. In every situation, which is why I said use your discretion, but you guys
For example,
don't really know how to.
with Fully Voided, like we gave him a lot of chances, and I know that he's banned and all, and that's another chance there. Like we're being like I wouldn't say that we weren't being lenient with Fully Voided with all the times he messed up or whatever. So is that what you're looking for or what? I'm trying to understand.
Wait, what's your question?
So you know how we gave Fully Voided all these chances? He was banned twice
Yes.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Something like that.
is that what you're looking for by lenient or?
Lenient as in, I gave him multiple chances before banning him to not ban him. Like I gave him lots of opportunities to fix himself, to not do and say stupid shit, right? But he just crossed the line and I ended up banning him, right? But I gave him what I believe at the time was a lenient amount of warnings before banning him.
I agree with that. I would say we did more than enough because we explained to him the rules, and I'm pretty sure Queen explained all the rules to him at one
Right.
point.
And the reason why he's kind of an exception is because he's someone who he seems genuine.
Yeah,
Like
I get
he's a
that.
fucknut, right? I
Mhm.
say that loosely, very loosely. He's a fucknut, but he's somebody who seems to care about being on the server, who wants to play on the server. If he was some like random shitter who joined and was literally there to cause trouble, then no, I wouldn't have been as lenient with him. But knowing that he is someone who genuinely enjoys playing on the server, I was a little
Like,
more lenient.
we've gotten some I don't know if you guys know, but Noob had 50 warns on the old exam the old
Yeah.
exam
Oh,
server.
bro, I would.
Not this
was
noob.
cancerous. Like people
Not this
can
noob.
change. That's why we give.
Wait,
leniency.
you're not that noob, are you?
He is. He's that noob.
No, he's not.
He
Tell
is.
you what though, the reason why that change was so big was because
Wait, hold up. No, shut up. Wait, you're noobish noob?
yes.
No, you're not. I asked you I asked you before, and you're like, no.
Wait, Noobish Noob. I've never had that name before though.
Okay, so you're not him.
Yeah.
Did you have 50 warns on Galaxy Gaming?
Galaxy? No, I've never played Galaxy.
Okay, okay. Sorry. Continue.
But what I was saying before John run that tangent, is that basically people can change. That's why we give these warnings. The reason why I think that you guys don't like or say that Faith isn't the style that you'd want to see is because she's a lot more lenient than any of you ever are. That's not a good nor a bad thing, you know. Maybe Faith could work on being a little
But
stricter. I
that's
did
the
tell her
thing that I
recently that
want, right? That's why I picked her.
what are you saying?
And I said that's the reason why I picked her is because of the leniency and the will to, help
Right.
people become and change.
So what I'm go ahead, Nubis.
Okay, so my change from the old exotic was crazy, and I know that, right?
Boy.
But that change took years. Now the reason why is because I was a lot younger and a lot fucking retarded back then. Now I'm a lot older, and obviously I've changed a lot more.
Still more retarded.
Yeah, but still, I've
Sorry.
changed a lot.
More retarded? Okay.
But that took years to change. This change that we're talking about isn't going to be that long. It won't take the years to change.
I started playing when I was 13. Like, I was Cancer. Everyone knows Darth.
You still are.
Feels bad. Ouch. That hurts my
Amen.
soul.
And I continue.
But John, you're gay. But what I'm saying is like, since I'm trying my hardest not to veer off topic, but it's happening over and over again, I keep trying to get it back on. What I'm saying is, honestly, if you guys feel that Faith can work on being more strict, we can also work on that. Because personally, I do believe she could, but at the same time, I do feel like her leniency is what we're trying to go for. So, like, it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know. And I know a lot of you are upset because, more specifically, Derpy. I don't think it was Derpy, but it was a few people that I can't possibly fathom their names, but they were reminded of Sarah.
Oh yeah.
And I understand that completely.
Shout out to Derpy. Hold on. Continue. Scrub.
And I understand that completely because it is kind of out of the blue and not a change you'd expect. But Faith has been playing for, I'm pretty sure, a lot longer than any of you, except for Captain, because Captain's longer than me. So, XD.
Yeah, that's something I brought up too when people. I forget. I think it was Evan. That's who it was. He was just like Sarah 2.0, and I said no, that's not what this is. Because Sarah, as opposed to Faith, had literally just joined the server and has been on the server for a week, right? Her and Chris is the one who promoted her to director, I think, or something like that. But she's a complete outsider, right?
I'm
She
sorry,
never played any of her
I'm
servers before.
completely lost. Noob, is this what you told me about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I
Anyway,
just- never mind.
But yeah, Sarah was a complete outsider. Never been on our servers before. Talked to our owner only once, right? Literally, maybe once or twice. My bad. Something like that. And she got promoted to director. Because we all thought she fronted her, experience, as opposed to Faith, where a lot of us know that she has this experience, right? Not like this exact experience, but she's been a staff member before and stuff like that, and been around the community. As opposed to Sarah. So no, it's not Sarah 2.0 or anything like that.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know how to not really change your guys' view on it because it seems like all of you are kind of etched in stone about it, and that's not a bad thing, but it's definitely not what we want. It just means that you're strong with, which is good and bad in the same way. I feel like this team could do it. We're all a bunch of memers. I know all of you have talked to you for I think like over a year now, so I know that you all definitely have some joke sides to it, and that's just kind of more so what we want out of it. We don't really want that serious tone that we've been keeping for a while. As you can tell, it's ended up dying over and over again, and that may not be the reason why, but I feel like it's a contributor. So basically, what I want to say to kind of wrap up my side of it, or not really my side, but what I came to say is like I kind of just want you guys going into this with an open mind, you know. Like a lot of you guys just kind of are like not even on the fence. You're just kind of done with it, you know, down with fate. That's kind of how you all feel. But honestly, I think you guys, if you just open your eyes up a little bit, just kind of went with the flow, see how things work, you may actually end up enjoying it.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have, and I'm sure a lot of us have looked at it with open ears, open eyes, and have already made the decision that either they don't like it or they do. I think a lot of people don't like this decision. Even if they look at it from different points of views, different angles, I still think people really don't like this. Right? Now, personally, I don't like this change. It doesn't have to really do with like how she handles. Like to me, she was a great mod, great team mod, great mod. Well, you know, had no problems with mod. But as a director, I just don't see her fit. Quite a bit.
I felt the same way. I'm not even gonna lie or front like, oh no, I've always had faith in Faith. Oh God, kill me. But I've always had faith in Faith. Kill me. But at first I kind of felt like this was kind of a stupid and sudden change. But I've kind of reevaluated it a little bit, kind of seeing where this is going, seeing that Faith is putting in the effort, and I kind of want you guys to respect that. You know, like. I know you guys won't see it because it's kind of behind the curtain stuff. Maybe Captain should see it, probably, maybe. But Faith doesn't really post the exec chat much, so probably not. But regardless of what you guys think of her ability, she really is trying. And I guess you could at least give her that, give her a chance, you know? Like, I'm sure if you were given this position, you would also probably be like, oh, no. And it kind of just be new to a lot of you. I'm pretty sure the only director or somebody even in decently high power in here right now is Queen, and yeah, that happened. So you just kind of have to think of it as if you were nothing to worry about it, as if you were in Faith's shoes. She's working for a change, and you guys are rejecting her before she even has a chance. So, like, I mean, think of it from somebody else's perspective. You know, kind of try it out. I don't really know much how to phrase it or say it, but. If you don't get it, it's done. So I don't know how to explain that.
See, my number one issue is that I feel like this wasn't a community decision. This was a decision by one person, and that one person I think was John. I feel like John was the only one that really made this decision without really letting anyone know.
I was absolutely the only one who made this decision, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of these executive changes are dealt by the executives, right?
But why? That's stupid.
That's just how it's always been, because we see more into the future than a lot of like most of the staff, right? We think more long term than you guys. We think more about how things can work instead of you guys saying like, oh, this won't work, right? We think about stuff like that, right? Granted, I didn't come to this decision with anyone else, but I've been in this position before where I've had to do stuff like this, and this is how that works, right?
Wait, in that sense, did you see people not liking this decision in the future? When you're thinking about making Faith direct, did you see this exact situation where people weren't gonna like this change in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I did, yeah.
You did.
But I knew that if you guys give her a chance and don't flat out just leave and say fuck it, fuck this, I know that you guys can come to terms with it and find and see that this can be and will be something successful, right?
Okay, my question is, what makes you think people are going to give her a chance? Instead of why would people change their mind?
Why would people change their mind?
If people want something, like if people want something done, or if they want to have their opinion on something, right?
He believes people will change his mind because he wants people to change their mind.
Yeah, that's kind of
answer.
Now hang on. I don't want to make a big argument out of this. I don't want to make a big deal of this any more than it already has, obviously. People have problems with it, blah blah blah, whatever. The thing is, at the end of the day, yeah, it's John's server. It's how he wants the community to be.
Yeah.
And so he appointed Faith director. However, my big problem with this is that I don't see how making Faith director helps the staff team become more lenient. at all.
Sam,
I
why have you
understand.
Because here
I
I'll-
kind of
I'll explain.
understand. Okay.
So I believe she inherently, as a person, is very naturally going to do how I or what I think you guys should be doing, right? I want her. The fuck. I want her. That's not the right way to say that. I know naturally who she is, right? And I know that naturally she is a lenient person when it comes to staffing. She wants to have fun. She wants this and that, right? That's who she is naturally.
For reference, John, I prefer you
Hmm.
sway away from using "I know who she is" because that just kind of sounds biased. I know it's not, but it kind of sounds like it. You know, like you saying, "Oh, well, I know who this person is in real life, so I know that they're gonna do this."
Well, it's not even that I know her in real life. Like I said, I know how she is regarding the server because of past experience, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, none of us did. You might know how she is. You might know how.
Right, but then that's also why I made the decision, is because I know.
But why should we change? Why should we change our outlook on things?
Because you're
Because that's what I'm asking. That's what I want the community to be. That's what this whole thing is about. I want your guys' outlook to be different.
You guys are saying two different things. How I think what Noob is trying to say is how does making Faith director change the staff outlook
I'll look
on
at it this way. So you know how she was a mod and she was being a lead example, right? Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't really
she's
say
a
example.
mod.
I'd say she was
Who? I thought she was a good example, but no one really looks at a mod. You know, you look at a mod and you're like, oh, well, they do good, cool. They'll probably be an admin, but you never look at them as the face of something. When you make Faith the director, she's then given the reason, or not the reason, but the responsibility to lead the team into what she is, and that's exactly what John's trying to do at this point. I guess he's horrible at phrasing it, but what he's saying
I'm
is
horrible with words.
basically, huh?
I said I'm horrible with words, yeah.
Yeah. But what John's trying to say is by making her director, she can kind of show everyone else or lead everyone else into what she has already been doing for like a good while now.
Okay, and what I'm saying is that, so if you're making this change for the better of the
You're
community.
dead. Why are you here?
So are you, Scorp? So are you, Scorp?
What?
Can
Bro, I just realized
hey,
that. Wait.
continue.
Bro, fucking low blow shit.
No, but I mean, you're still part of the community, so it matters. But like,
But
why?
how I look at it is that
You've given some good insight, so I don't.
just
mind.
Scorp, stop.
Okay, so if this change was for the community, right? Now, in my eyes, who's the community? Well, the community is the staff team, people that play it, basically everybody. Right? Now, if this is for the community, right? Why shouldn't the community have a say in it? Like if you're gonna change someone to a rank, shouldn't you tell people what do you think about this? Like, put a poll or a vote saying should this person be promoted? What reasons? Blah blah blah.
I mean, if that was the case, like, I'm pretty sure we'd have to do that for you. Do you think the community wants you, who used to be super cancer with files? I'm pretty sure if we had told anybody else, like, oh, well, we want to make Nubis a dev, and they knew your reputation, they'd instantly say no. But we knew with our own personal experience and had faith in you to be a great dev, and look what you turned out to be. You're amazing.
Yeah.
A retard. Oh.
Well, thanks.
Amazingly retarded.
Noted. But anyways.
But that's the example I'm trying to make. You're saying we should have included the community in it, but if we had included the community in the decisions we made before, they probably wouldn't have turned out as well as they have. Because the community has a say in who they want their files handled by. Dev has access to people's IPs. You think everyone wants their IP out there?
Sorry, I kind of was cutting in and out. I didn't hear a word you said.
I said devs have access to people's IPs. Not everyone wants that information to the wrong hands.
Yeah, But at the same time, I feel like devs and staff team as a whole are way different. When I'm saying like vote for this and that, I'm kind of speaking from. No, I'm speaking in a way that I'm not a dev. I'm speaking in a way as I'm someone from the community, someone that plays on the server. That's how I'm really talking. But I feel like for a role like director, like for a role like dev and T mod and shit like that, right? T dev, T mod, dev mod, right? Stuff like that. Voting, yeah, it doesn't really need to happen. Right? Just apply and people will plus one or minus one. But for something like mod to director, or even manager to director, admin to managers, shit like that, where it impacts the community a lot more than the mod or like mod or dev, should be voted upon against pretty much should be a public vote, not even just staff team, just everybody. So that way you get everyone's input on what
But
they think.
that's
is
not
right.
The
everyone's
thing
call
is,
to make.
yeah. So how dev and
So that's
managers
not
work?
our. So it's not our
Hey,
call to make.
let me explain something. Or not devs, not how managers to directors work is, the director picks two managers who they believe work well together. Like the three of them work and can work well together, right? So left and right hand man. I'm not gonna have the community say who works best with the director, right? That's not the community's decision. And same with director, right? I'm not gonna say that the community, or I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna let the community say, oh, I as the owner work better with this director, because we're gonna work together on the server, right? That's not how that works, right? I'm not gonna let the community say the community wants Derpy to be the fucking director, but I don't work well with Derpy, right? But they really want him to be. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, what I'm saying is that you don't have to listen to the community, but a lot of shit, like people hating on certain people, would be avoided if you knew what people thought of what people, right? Like if someone said, if we had a poll, for example, and let's say the poll was should Faith be, director.
But
Someone would
think
write no. My reason, and then write the reason like I don't think she's fit. At least you know that person doesn't think she's fit.
I'm pretty sure we knew in the beginning anyways. It just wasn't disaster proof. It wasn't we all knew that there'd probably be backlash. But asking a
Hello?
Is this thing on?
Hello?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say what I want to say. Shit, I forgot what I want to say.
You mind if I jump in real quick for you, Captain?
it feels bad.
Hold on, Scorp's back. What were you saying, Scorp? I forget.
I think he died again.
Probably.
I think he's on his phone, so he's losing connection.
What I wanted to say though was, John, you want her in a position to lead us, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You said it yourself in the previous staff meeting that the position senior mod was created, and you want somebody to show leadership in order to get that position.
Mm-hmm.
So why not have her as senior mod so that we can see her as a leader, so she can kind of prove to us that she is a good leader for us before
The
giving
thing
her
is,
director.
to me, she's already proved this leadership. To me, the owner, right? She's proved that to me.
I do agree with Jonathan there because I have owned my own server and I've picked my own directors according to what I have seen. Some people do not agree with it, and I look more into it and see if they're still capable. So I do
Where's your
agree
server
with
again?
Jonathan there.
Oh my god, Scorp, shut up.
Scorpion, I had to shut it down, okay?
I'm sorry. I'm joking, chill.
All right, what did you say, Scorp? Or what did you even say? I didn't even hear you.
I was like, where's your server?
Oh.
No, but I actually didn't mean that. Please take no offense with that. But
Scorpion's a meme, it's okay.
I forgot what the point I was gonna make, so I was actually gonna piggyback off of what I just said, even though it was a joke. But I forgot. Go ahead, John.
What?
Go say something.
I mean, I kind of just combated whoever just last spoke, so I'd
Go
Don't
ahead,
use
Boot
that
Boy.
word. That sounds bad.
Oh no, I'm good now.
Captain, you wanted to say something, right?
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, shit. Sure.
Go ahead.
You can try again. Yeah.
Trial and error.
Where do you draw the line?
That comes down to our discretion, right? We're all. You're not. None of you are stupid here, right? You know when enough is enough. I would assume.
I mean, that Nubus guy. Alright, I'm kidding, jokes aside.
What? I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to
I called you stupid.
Oh yeah, no facts.
I'm gonna go ahead and ban everyone. Here, B.
Well, shit. So where else do we have to go yet at this meeting? Like, I don't know. We've covered what I believe to be everything.
How does Faith feels about this? Because she hasn't said anything in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Hey,
that's where
Purpose.
I want to know. Like, yes, we might be. Noob, shut the fuck up. I know that, like, we've been hammering on her and, like, kind of confused about everything of, like, why did she become this and stuff like that. Like, in my head, I want to hear from her, like, what is she going to bring to the server? Besides, yes, Johnny, you've told us. But, I mean, what is she going to specifically bring to the service? Server? And stuff like that. Like, what is she going to bring? How is she going to act with all of us? And stuff like that.
Kind of what John said earlier. I will try to make the server a lot more of a friendly and enjoyable server instead of, smacking you on the head with the book if you make a mistake once. And
I still yesterday and killed 5 people.
Okay, like I get
There's
what you're
something I wanted to say. Sorry to interrupt you, but something Faith is good at doing when she's on the server. Granted, she might not. Someone brought this up earlier. Granted, she doesn't talk to the staff team a whole lot, like in the Exotic Discord, right? She doesn't join the channel and isn't like talking to everybody, right? But what she does do is she interacts. What? What?
Scorpion, fucking shut up.
Yeah.
Could you
What
start
she?
talking to him?
Okay. Sorry. So what she does do is when a new player comes on, she interacts with those people very well, right? Granted, a lot of people that let me rephrase this. Say some troll gets on, right? We've had a lot of trolls now get on the server, and Faith is the one who kind of memes along with them, right? And they end up stopping after a while because it's just like, okay, this place is actually pretty chill, right? We've seen more people return because of her doing that, right? We've seen more of those memers come back, and the second time around, they're not as bad as they were originally, right? They actually start playing the game and start befriending people, right? That's something Faith is good at, right? That's not something I see a lot of.
I don't know who brought it up, but I think it actually is.
You're lagging out, buddy.
Holy shit. So is that what you want us to do? Like, if there is a...
Scarp.
What?
You're lagging out, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Are you sure about that?
I think.
Are you sure?
Hello?
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 Hello.
Alright, you're good.
Alrighty. But what I'm saying is, can Faith, can you make an effort to start getting in the voice chat while we're talking?
wait, I didn't hear you. What?
Could you make an effort to get in the voice chat while we're all talking? So I feel one of the reasons why people don't know you or people don't like you, quote unquote, is because they don't know you. You know, you don't really talk to the team. You talk to me all the time because manager, but you don't really talk to the team. You know.
See, the thing about that is I can't physically bring myself to talk to them. every time I try and join, you know, they're always talking to each other, and I'm a very quiet person and wait my turn to talk.
Okay,
I
Tommy never unmutes her mic, but she still participates in the conversation.
I am like 99% sure that everyone here is just socially awkward and hates talking to people.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah, that could be it
okay,
too.
yeah, 80%.
We all play team out at the end of the day. That's indicative of something.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, what I do actually want to say without memeing is I talk to like no one in real life. But when I joined Gmod for the first time and started talking to people, it's much easier to talk to people on the internet and just start saying things. Not because you don't have to worry about the consequences, but because there's not any actual pressure on you to do anything. So even if you are a quiet person, even if you don't talk that much, you could still join and you could still try and converse with people. And even if you don't, just being there and listening, like I do that all the time.
I think that's
I noticed
definitely
it was
something
a-
that could be fixed, right? Go on, Square.
I noticed it was a while before you actually started using your mic, and I guess that's just because you were quiet or shy or whatever. But like when you did, you were outgoing. So what's the issue now? Are you frightened or I don't understand.
It's more of a matter of, in real life, I actually have shit, I forgot what it's called, but selective mutism, where I cannot physically bring myself to talk to people I'm nervous to talk to. I cannot spew it out. So if I'm in,
You think we can work on it, or do you think it's just unchangeable? On like you just can't edit it whatsoever.
I've been trying.
You said you've been trying, or you're going to try? I didn't hear.
That's why I've been trying to talk on the server more to make myself open up.
You've been doing a better job at it. Like you've definitely been speaking more. You know, you've definitely improved. So it can obviously be bettered.
It'll be a
So-
work in progress, right?
Yeah, exactly. Work in progress. But could I challenge you to start joining the voice chat more, or will you just like refuse to do that?
I can try.
Like you join when I'm in it, that's fine. But then like everyone else joined and you left. I realized that.
Even
fuck's
if you have
blinking?
to like mute and deafen yourself during the games, and then during the like map change you can unmute yourself if you want to. Like I think like include like me personally, it would be nice to talk to like quote unquote the director, because if you have an issue right then and there
Of
and you're on the
course.
server, because I've noticed that if we talk or if we type in admin chat, you're not always like paying attention to that. And I've noticed that like a couple nights ago when we were trying to get you, you didn't say anything, and then like last minute we're like, this is what's going on, and then you like responded to it. I think that's what's
Huh?
Hold on. Something happened. No
Okay.
worries. Just gonna pause.
So what I actually, you know what we should start doing again?
About that airline
On
feud.
what?
Sorry, go on.
On Old Exotic, we had game nights, and we also had what was it?
Oh shit!
Exotic's Got Talent. We should do that again. You know, it could be a bonding experience.
It could be, yeah.
What does that have to do with
Wait.
any of this? I'm just
Discord.
confused.
What you said? What does it have to do with anything you said?
Yeah, I'm confused now.
Oh, right now the point that I made, which is why it's kind of branching off. It's still somewhat on topic, but the point that I made is that Faith isn't really with the staff team a lot, so that may be one of the reasons why they're not willing to change with her. So I said that maybe we could try to bond better as a team. So I know there's sometimes a disconnect, you know, like we're a team and we work together, but we don't really do anything off server. We only have that on my list, and I can see you all have it. But you know, stuff like that, we can always do some stuff like it doesn't always have to be business, you know.
Oh, I remembered what I was going to say like 30 minutes ago.
What'd you say?
I remembered what I was going to say like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, you can go ahead and say that then.
Sorry. I've noticed that my point of view of staff members, like if they're doing well, if they're not doing well, what I think of them usually lines up pretty well with what the community thinks. And I think it's like it's pretty easy to see, especially considering I watch all the staff constantly. It's easy to see who's doing what, who's taking more responsibility and all that. But with Faith, I think again, my viewpoint and the communities seem to line up. However, John just kind of overrules that.
Well, the whole reason for this meeting is to talk some stuff out. So, like, don't think of it like, oh, it's John, so my opinion doesn't matter. But like, say it, you know? Like,
I mean,
we do want to hear.
That's another problem, is that people feel that way, and I have brought this up to John and Scorpion before, where I said, oh well, people are like, oh no, that's John, I'm not going to say anything bad about John or Faith, because why would I? Then I'll get in trouble, and people don't want to voice their opinions because of that. And I know
understand that.
I know that we've said, like, John, you've said, oh, that's stupid, like you want everyone to voice their opinions, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's just how it is. It's how
I do
people
understand
are.
that. I had a teacher that was dating a principal at the time, but the teacher was kind of like mistreating me, I'd say. So I went and reported her, but I felt like I got some backlash from that, 'cause I got like I got like 8 ISSs in like 2 semesters, which is not normal for me because I've never had anything like this before. So I definitely understand being afraid of backlash. But I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's there and it's valid, but if you're not gonna speak up, we can't do anything about it. We can't just make that assumption and be like, oh, well maybe someone doesn't like Faith, so like that's not what we can do. What, John? Okay, yeah, so.
What?
But what I'm saying is, if you don't speak up, we can't do anything about it. You understand? You understand? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm finally home. Oh my god.
Please die.
Ah, okay. I'm at my house now.
Where were you this whole time?
At my grandmother's house in the car. That's what the beeping noise was.
Were you driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking to me driving, don't worry.
Interesting.
Get pulled over, it's okay. But yeah.
Okay, so if no one else is going to say anything, so why can't Faith, like, I get if you want to promote her to director, but why can't we just like put, like, you know how T-Mod is testing to see if they're a good mod, right? So why can't we just use her as a manager like that, as like T-Dev or T-Director rather?
Yeah, we're not doing
That's
that.
yeah. It doesn't quite work like that, right? I mean, we don't have. We don't really. It's like saying, yeah. Well, listen to what he said. Actually, T-Director. It sounds.
Please stop it.
Like it just doesn't quite happen like that.
Okay.
T-Director, can we never ever suggest that again? I'm so sorry.
Fine, have a double admin, okay?
T-owner. Oh my god.
T-owner.
Hold on, John. We're gonna have to demote you real quick. You actually have to go through the T-owner process. God, no, I'm so serious about that. Like, from admin up, please don't even suggest T anything. God, that game.
T senior mod.
Stop it. Team manager. Oh no. No, but seriously. I think have we basically addressed everything? Like, is there anything else anyone else wants to go over? Because I feel like we're kind of just continuously going off topics. We might have ideas at this point. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Kill me.
Okay.
John, your DMs.
I've been paying attention to the meeting. I'll address DMs when I can.
TT mod. You've done a good job as TT mod. You've been promoted to T mod. Oh god.
A T user, a T guest.
T yes. T
All right.
regular.
But is there anything else here that we need to discuss, or?
I get home and conclude.
I think we all discussed what we needed to discuss about.
What would you say?
I said I think we discussed what we wanted to discuss about, or most of y'all. I don't know.
So, how do you guys feel about this though? Because I don't want to walk away with like nothing changed. Like, does anyone feel any difference about it? Like, does anyone feel worse? Anyone feels better? Anyone still feels the same? Uncomfortable? That's understandable. Okay. I like that attitude.
I have the same feeling for Evan over there.
Good. We
Because
can work with this. This is good.
Okay. I feel uncomfortable with it, but
Hold on one
at the
second,
same time,
What did you say, Score?
I was echoing. I'm sorry.
He got shot in the arm again.
I'm gonna shoot up your school with these guys. But
Please do.
I like that attitude. I can work with that. I can work with people who are willing to change or people who are willing to go with a new meta. Oh god, that's a whole
A new meta. Oh my
Can we
god.
stop? Okay.
Die.
I'll take the L for that one. Don't worry. It's okay. Don't worry. Before I answer Dream, please kill yourself, Durkee. Anyways, but yeah, I am willing to work with that. I see a good future. I would like to work on like game nights, things that bonding exercises, because we're a staff team, but I also kind of want this to be the exotic family, you know, like we're all kind of somewhat
Scorpion,
close.
I'd die if I became brothers with you.
John, I'll ban you. Don't worry.
Hey,
Oh,
idiot.
wait,
Queen has
he's
something to
black.
say.
Yeah, what's up?
Besides the racist thing that I was about to.
I've noticed, like, for instance, when Cap was director, he interacted with everyone. And I think that's all I need to see from Faith is interacting with us.
Right.
Because the Scorpion, I know it's gonna be working on, but I want to voice it before anything, okay? That's all I would like to see. Scorpion, shut the fuck up, let me
No,
talk.
I'm sorry. I legitimately didn't hear you. You said you wanted to accelerate the process? Like, what'd you say?
What? No, I said
Queen, continue with what you were saying, Scorp. Stop talking.
what I'm saying is that I would like to see that in Faith is actually interact with staff members. If she sees a problem with any of us, interact with us, make us feel kind of comfortable with her being around, you know? And I think, yes, most of us doesn't know her as well as John, Scorpion, or Captain, or any of us. And I think
disagree.
that's all. Okay. I'm just saying what I feel. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know her as well as most of anyone.
What are you
John.
saying, Scorpion?
Okay.
Nothing. Shush.
Let me continue. I don't know Faith as much as John knows Faith. I haven't seen her in that type of way in any of the servers. I've seen her on Galaxy Gaming. I've seen her on this server. Galaxy Gaming was cut short, which that's fine. But what I'm saying is that it would be nice for her to kind of reach out to us, or at least make us feel comfortable for her being director. That's all I would like to see from her. I'm willing to work with her. I'm just hoping that she's willing to work with us too. If you guys get what I mean.
Yeah, we can work with this. I like that. I like that attitude. I think we actually did get a change. If you guys are willing to admit it, I believe like when we started, everyone was kind of just like, no, that would be faith. But
fuck you.
Okay, Scorpion, fuck you. All right, is that better?
That's over. Let's get Scorpion out of here.
Like, oh no. But since you guys are like,
Yeah. So when do we discuss Scorpion Big Band?
Yeah, we're actually gonna discuss that now. Everyone who wants Scorpion to be a community band, say aye.
Aye.
Wait, what?
Why?
Feels bad. Anyway.
No, but I do want to keep going with that. Queen, are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done with that. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. What does everyone else want to see from Faith?
What Queen said.
I'm voicing for myself. I'm not voicing for anyone else. So anyone else can speak up right now. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that's
if you want to see something specific from Faith, then
Yeah, because if you complain about something that you want to see, like 2 weeks from now, and you like don't say it, I'm not gonna be very happy with you.
Well, I have something to say. It has nothing to do with faith. It's more of a just. I just wish that the community is more involved in sort of things that happen that go on.
More community involvement.
Or not. It doesn't even have to be community. It's more like staff team in general. Just more involvement with things that going on in the higher up.
So, hold on. Can I ask you something? Do you mean, like, what do you mean by that?
I can't hear a word you're saying. You're lagging.
Oh, give me a second.
So you want us to give you leaks?
What the?
What?
Like when someone leaks to
You
a
want us to
game,
be
You want
transparent.
us? Yeah, that.
I
No,
mean, you go.
Never mind. Go. No, go.
I know that Faith at one point she said that rules are changing. I would like to be informed on that kind of thing.
Right. A lot of the rules that say there's an incident yesterday or 2 days ago at this point, where one of the rules. So basically, we copied over rules from an old server, and we looked over them, but we missed a rule saying that posting any links to a different server or anything like that's a ground for immediate ban, right? Shit like that's gonna happen. We're gonna have more rules, and there's probably still rules that are still kind of fucky, right? So if you have questions about the rules, just ask. I'll
Not
probably
really
be.
a question. I'm just saying that if a rule hasn't changed yet in the rules section, and it's going to be, should we apply the new rule or should we continue going off the old rules until that has been changed? 'Cause
Definitely.
I know that
Yeah.
there was a problem the other day about, like, not a problem, it was just kind of like a thing in the back of my head where it was kind of concerning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering, should we apply the new rules right away or should
Yeah.
we wait till the new rules have been applied already?
Definitely enforce them. Yeah, definitely enforce them.
Enforce which? The new
The
rules
new
that are
rule. The
coming?
new rule.
Or,
My
okay.
bad.
All right.
And say somebody like argues with you and say like that's not all the rules. And just
Are we going to, because I know is it going to be instantly on the website, the new rules, or is it going to be like a separate document, or the
you
reason
mean rule
why
changes?
yeah, that's what I mean, like rule
Okay.
changes.
So say we change a rule, you want us to? Are you asking if we're just only going to update it on the website, or if we're gonna have a document, right?
Like, are we going to have a separate document
right.
that we can look at instead
I understand what you're asking. We can probably do something like that, but as of right now, this very moment, it's just going to be updated on the rules section, on the forums.
I've noticed with the rules on the website that some people are actually like, they get bothered the way that it's set up,
How do you mean?
because sometimes I guess apparently when you look at it like right away, when you look at certain rules, there it's like section 1 and then there's like 2 or 3 smaller printed
God.
different rules on there. I've
Mhm.
noticed that some like randoms really don't read that spot and they get mad if like you try to enforce that and they're like that's not in there and that's stuff like that. The way that you had it before where it was a kind of a little bit bigger and kind of like outlined like nicely, they kind of noticed it then.
Can I address that very briefly?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly you mean there.
Backhack made a warrant. I think it was Backhack. He made a warrant. It was like according to Rule 5, Section 3, or something like that. Can we not do that? Like I understand the specifications. You know, you kind of want them to know exactly what they did wrong, but that kind of feels demeaning. You know, not really demeaning, but it kind of feels like a court case. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone did that to me, I'd feel like shit. Like I don't want to go to the rules. What I did
Mhm.
wrong. Like you probably just want to sum stuff like that up. I understand what you were saying. The robo sport feels bad.
No, you're fine. That's fair.
But I understand what you're saying, Quinn, I believe. Let me just make sure you were basically saying that the rules are too complicated.
I think for randoms who are looking at it like just trying to find
Yes,
the
I
rule,
did.
it's
So
like everywhere for them. Yeah.
what we did to fix that with Pun is we had Pun go and tickle my goat. No, we had Pun go and basically wrap up the rules, basically, almost like give it a quick slap on the booty. To the point where it was easy to read. Like if it was something simple, like it was kind of just the basis of all the rules, you know. Like it was
It was a
already, you know,
TLDR.
TLDR.
It was a dumbed down version of the rules, essentially, right? I
Yeah.
remember. And I mean, I don't really. Upon looking at this rule page, I'm looking at it right now. I don't. It's not overbearing. It's really not hard.
Well, it's not overbearing to you, but someone who's just getting on the play doesn't feel like looking at it, you know.
Right, but there's no way that I can see, at least right now, that we can make it any less, or any. I don't know, to make it any less or
I
any
don't
more
know.
bearable. I
Like,
don't know.
some randoms came to me or more like community people came to me and says like this doesn't make any sense. I can read it perfectly fine. Maybe it could be the text that it's too small and they can't read that. I don't know. It could be the way that it's outlined. I'm not too sure. They just said that it just didn't seem right having the rules like that, I guess.
I don't know. I'll get more input on that eventually, I think, if it becomes more of a clear issue. So as of right now, this is the first time I've heard of this incident, so it's not on my radar exactly.
I know. You're the only.
I know. I'm just saying.
Nothing's on your radar, apparently.
So, so we've gotten off topic.
Not really. We're just suggesting
I know.
general issues.
Yeah.
Goes under it.
So does anyone else want to tell Faith what they expect of her? I guess I don't know.
I did that?
I didn't. He was always rude.
Right.
It would make me
That's
go home
a
and cry,
natural
like-
thing, right?
What'd you say?
I said it's natural to want that, and that's natural. Like, that should be natural for her to do, right?
I actually think like you were like is he actually saying that? Like, I thought that's what no, but yeah, I understand. I'm pretty sure Faith would never have an issue with that because Faith's genuinely not a mean person unless she is, in which case screw her. But oh god, about incoming. But that shouldn't be an issue. I don't believe. I don't think it will.
If it is an issue, I mean, I'm here for a reason too, right?
No, you're not.
But I can't imagine it being one. But like I said, if you have issues, I'm here, right? until I get an exec director, then I can just leave. Never have to deal with you fucks again.
Josh.exe.
They always promote me. I'm just saying.
All right,
I
Panda
mean,
for
we,
exec
it just
director.
we got fully voided coming back in a month. So
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Can we give him straight admin?
Can we get playlist back in here? I like being bullied.
Same.
I love playlist, man. Get off his back.
He bullied me.
All right. All right.
Dorito head.
So I think I'm gonna conclude this meeting here then. All right. I think we've covered everything. Gone over everything. I hope you're all more comfortable now than you were at the start of this meeting.
I'm in a
And-
blanket. I feel comfortable.
All right, that's good. But it'll take time to get used to it. It changes hard. But I know that this can work, right?
Mhm.
All right.
No, I'm
So
good.
I might-
I just wanted to post my resignation.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think this is gonna work, John.
wait.
Yeah, guys, I'm actually just gonna shut down the whole fucking community.
All right, see you in another 4 years when morphine starts to back up.
So hey, off topic. Meeting is adjourned, by the way. Anyone can leave if they want, but I would like some input about something else, not relating to anything whatsoever that we said.
Yes, your nose is big. Sorry.
Yes,
for
I
that.
am aware. You don't have to fuck bring it up, Queen. Ah!
Hello, you said it was off topic. I had to say something.
Anyway, hey, so on a real note, I'm looking at opening up another server, right? I don't know how about I'm gonna do it yet. If I'm gonna get, I'm
I'll
not.
never support it.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a VPS or if I'm gonna just have a singular external, like a singular host. But if I get a VPS, it'll be better in the long run. But we're gonna get an IP change, and server rank's gonna die, and players are gonna lose. What? What are you saying? Stop.
Can I even speak?
Yeah, you said something.
I'm sorry, I won't.
Well, just stop. Just don't ever talk again.
Is this server like related to like Gary's mod types?
See, that's the thing I want to talk about.
Dark RP.
That's no. I have no idea what it's gonna be, but I made a poll. I made a poll the other day, quite a few days ago now, regarding a Minecraft server. As much as I think it would be cool to have a Minecraft server, I don't think I'm gonna go through with it. I'm not 100%. I might have like a small little server on the side up to like maybe 20. Maybe I think at max 16 people. Maybe that's like $5 a month. I don't mind doing that, but it's not gonna be anything serious. There's not gonna be a director for it. There's not gonna be anything like that. But I want to have a more official server, like and that's a might that we might get a Minecraft server. I don't know. It depends. I'm trying to get. I'm sure some of you know who Pup Noofster is. He's on Galaxy. He's the head dev over there.
Wait,
he
he's coming
seems
here?
he's not going to be head dev here, as far as I know. I would love him to be, but I don't think he does that. But he said that he would help me with a Minecraft. Okay.
How would you say head dev doesn't even dev for Gmod?
That's unlucky. But we might be getting a Minecraft server, and it's not going to be anything serious. But I would like to open up a more serious server, something that would require another director, a full official server, right? What kind of servers do you guys maybe like to see? A TTT CSS
Dark
server?
RP, it can go everywhere.
Okay. So if I made a poll, so say, let's get 4 options for the poll because this is going to be a community vote too. So let's get some four options on there. So let's say we'll have prop on there. Okay. What?
Prop Hunt's pretty easy to work with though.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And Prop Hunt can get 20 to 30 people on each day.
Yeah, I'm aware of how successful
Like that.
Prop Hunt can
Yeah,
be.
Prop Hunt can be very, very successful.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, but no one's gonna donate for a fucking prop hunt server.
you'd be
I would do it.
surprised. You'd be surprised. Anyway, that's off topic. So as much as I would love a Dark RP server, I don't feel comfortable in doing that yet, considering the amount of devs that I have, right? Because Dark RP takes a lot of work. And I mean a fucking lot. More than
And-
more.
But
What?
I could sell one.
What's your point?
I don't have enough hands
My
to
forte
fucking
is
make it.
in Dark RP, you know that, right?
What'd you say?
My is in Dark IP. I've developed like a good 4 servers so far.
Have you?
John,
Yeah,
the
they're all
only thing about
dead
RP
now. But
Exactly.
Okay.
The thing about
Exactly.
Dark RP that you're gonna need is some add-ons, which cost the good add-ons cost money.
Right. I guess maybe I'm more overworked with that one because I don't really know how Dark RP works. But anyway, so say prop hunt Dark RP. What else would you want? Something that won't flop, hopefully. Any ideas?
Murder?
Murder jail? I don't know.
Jailbreak might be a little bit. I know murder's pretty fun if you get a lot of people on. Like, you could do murder, prop hunt. We already have a TTT server.
So
what about
okay.
the
Hold on.
main-
Wait. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm confused. So is murder? So
Murder's a good.
I don't know anything about any other Gmod servers because I am a degenerate.
Murder is easy to set up.
Murder is really easy.
Is it like jailbreak? I'm confused.
No, it's
Are
about the
you
same
gay?
concept as it's basically TDT in a sense.
I literally have
It's
never done a
TTT,
murder.
but you're useless if you're innocent.
Basically.
You find 5 props, you get a gun. There's a murderer, there's a person with a gun, and then there's innocents.
Yeah,
The
okay.
innocents, if they get 5 props, they get a gun.